I am now going to do part 2, internal anatomy of a mussel, and this is the first section. So the first thing that the lab asked you to do was to go in and remove the mantle, which is the thin tissue that secretes the shell, and they want you to remove the mantle from the upper shell. So here's my upper shell with anterior to the left side of my pan, and if I pick this up, what you can see is I have already peeled away. There used to be a tissue. Let me zoom out here. There used to be a tissue that was coating this whole shell. So what I did is I put my probe under and I peeled the whole tissue away and separated it from the shell, and that whole thin tissue is called the mantle. Now, although my upper mantle has already been removed, you can see the bottom mantle. Let me focus again, which is this whole very light, thin tissue that you see all right here that's fused with the bottom shell. This whole thing is mantle. So technically they have a lower mantle, which makes the bottom shell, and they would have had an upper mantle, which makes the top shell. Okay. Now, the first thing the lab asks you to find, besides removing the mantle, is it tells you to find the incurrent and excurrent siphons, which are on the posterior side of the mussel. So this is the posterior side of the animal, so you can see going along the mantle edge. There, all of a sudden, I'm going to zoom in a little bit more here. All of a sudden you can see that the edge of the mantle becomes kind of dark pigmented here and a little bit right here. So these areas here and here, which are dark pigmented and they're kind of ribbed, are the siphons which allow water to flow in and out. Now it tells you that the incurrent siphon is closest ventral. So you have to remember, if this is the animal, this is posterior, this side would be ventral, and this side back here is dorsal. So this would actually be the more ventral siphon, and this would be the posterior siphon. Now water will flow in here, go over the entire animal, because they're filter feeders, and all the water will come out of this little pathway here, like a little canal, and the water pretty much flows out right here. Okay?